Hello, and thanks for joining us for another episode of ScotlandShop on the Sofa. I'm John.
And I'm Carrie, and we have spent July learning all about the fascinating Clan Lamont. We can't wait to hear what you think of this grand family.
As always, we'd like to start by taking it all the way back to the beginning and introducing you to the clan in their earliest days. It is commonly believed that the family descended from the mighty O'Neill princes of Ulster, who made the long journey over from Ireland up Loch Fyne to claim the lands of Cowal. The earliest recorded proof of the Lamont's presence in Cowal dates to the early 13th century, when a man named Laudon granted lands at Kilfinan and the church of Kilfinan to the monks of Paisley. These grants were confirmed in 1270 and 1295 by Malcolm, Laudon's son, showcasing the clan's continued power and influence over the territory.
It is clear that this status endured for centuries, as in 1456 John Lamont was named the Baillie of Cowal, an officer responsible for administering local law. Unfortunately, later in the 1400s, the family's direct line of chiefs faltered, threatening to weaken the clan, but luckily the Lamonts were much too resourceful to let that happen.
Instead, they took it as an opportunity to expand their lands, passing official representation of the clan over to the Lamonts of Invereyn, who quickly established strong clan seats in the impressive castles of Àird and Ascog. Àird Castle was originally built for the family in the 15th century and was once an intimidating and impressive site, complete with vaulted basement, parapet, decorated arched gateway and courtyard, boasting numerous buildings including a hall, kitchen and a bakehouse. It was a castle fit for the most distinguished of guests, and even Mary Queen of Scots herself visited the Lamonts at their striking home in 1563.
However, less than 100 years later, the clan were to lose their cherished seat in the tragic and notorious Dunoon massacre. In 1646, Clan Campbell invaded the Lamont's land, capturing numerous clansmen and besieging the castles of Àird and Ascog. Sir James Lamont, the clan chief, is said to have reached honourable terms with the Campbells and agreed to surrender the castles in order to save the lives of his people. Unfortunately, however, Clan Campbell betrayed their word and imprisoned the chief, slaughtered more than 200 Lamont men, women and children, and destroyed their forfeit castles. It is said that the angry spirits of those who suffered during this tragedy can still be seen roaming amongst Àird's ruins, unable to move on from the ghastly betrayal.
Glasgow merchant Kirkman Finlay braved the wrath of these disgruntled ghosts when he built a grand home on the ground of the ruin in 1820, naming it Castle Àird in tribute of the Lamont's old seat. Finlay hired renowned architect David Hamilton to design the house and ordered that it be made in the popular Gothic Revival style. Àird initially served as Finlay's family home, but went on to play a number of more interesting and unusual roles. During World War II, the castle was repurposed as a military training centre and temporarily named HMS Brontosaurus. It housed soldiers training to perform raids and landings on enemy beaches. It quickly built a reputation as a highly prestigious institution and was even visited by both Winston Churchill and Lord Mountbatten.
After the war, Àird was repurposed again when the Corporation of Glasgow bought the building and transformed it into a school for children from deprived backgrounds. It later operated as an outdoor education centre for innumerable young people and hosted residential courses in music and art for groups such as the Glasgow Schools Symphony Orchestra and West of Scotland Schools Concert Band. It is heartening to see that the sight of so much suffering for the Lamonts has also provided endless opportunities and fun for generations of Scottish children.
Sadly, the same cannot be said for Ascog Castle. Ascog, also sometimes referred to as Asgog, can be found on the northwest shore of Ascog Loch in the Cow Peninsula in Argyll and Bute, and was once an imposing Lamont stronghold. The earliest record that mentions the castle dates back to 1581, but historians estimate that it may have been built as long ago as the mid-15th century. In 1646, Ascog suffered the same fate as Tower Castle and was besieged by Clan Campbell during the infamous Dunoon massacre. The Campbells had no mercy in their attack and Ascog was completely destroyed. Now it is entirely roofless. Only 3 walls of the keep are still standing and there are no identifiable remains of the courtyard. The ruins are located on somewhat treacherous and boggy land, so it's not the easiest Lamont site to visit. But there are a few idyllic holiday homes nearby that perhaps you could stay in if you're looking to connect with your clan ancestors on a scenic countryside break.
Now that you have a bit of context about the clan, their origins, and a few of their grand homes, we'd like to introduce you to one significant Lamont who really caught our eye. John, or Johann von Lamont, was born on the 13th of December 1805 near Inverray in Aberdeenshire to Robert Lamont, a forester, and his wife Elizabeth Ewan. In his early childhood, he studied at the small local school in Inverray, but his world was tipped upside down when his father died in 1817, and his mother decided to send him to St. James's Monastery in Regensburg, Germany, to finish his education. Whilst at the monastery, John developed a keen interest for science, becoming particularly fascinated by space, the planets, and the stars. After finishing school, John was not yet ready to give up learning, so he completed a Doctor of Philosophy at Munich University in 1830, before venturing into the working world, aiming to carve a career in astronomy. It didn't take long for his talents to be spotted, and by 1835 he was running the Bogenhausen Observatory, where he created a breathtaking star catalogue comprised of over 30,000 entries. He also undertook a range of other deeply significant work while at Bogenhausen. He discovered that the strength of the Earth's magnetic field varies over periods of around 10 years, a fact that was eventually crucial in developing an understanding of the solar cycle. What's more, he calculated the orbits on the moons of Uranus and Saturn, determining the very first estimate of Uranus's mass. Lamont also contributed greatly to the global scientific community, becoming an active member of many societies, including the Royal Bavarian Academy of Sciences, the Royal Society of London, the Royal Society of Edinburgh, and the Academies of Brussels, Uppsala, and Prague. He even helped to provide vital research equipment for fellow scientists, producing a range of scientific instruments in his workshop and selling them to observatories all over the world.
In the 1850s, Lamont began to formally share his expertise when he took on a teaching role as a professor of astronomy at the University of Munich. He died in Munich on the 6th of August 1879 and was buried in Bogenhausen churchyard, not far from his beloved observatory. As he was unmarried and had no children, his impressive fortune went to funding several science scholarships. It seems a typically gallant act for a member of the Lamont clan to continue to provide for others, even after death.
In recognition of his brilliant contributions to astronomy, craters on both Mars and the Moon have been named after him, taking the Lamont family all the way to space.
If you are lucky enough to have Lamont blood, We hope you are currently feeling particularly proud. One perfect way to express that pride would be owning a family tartan. Clan Lamont's tartan features a range of earthy colours including green, grey, black and brown. Here at ScotlandShop, we stock 4 main variations: ancient, modern, weathered and muted. Each offers a different design and tone, making it easy for you to find the one that you like.
Having your own tartan is a great way to connect with your clan ancestors and current clan kin, and we have plenty of products to choose from. Perhaps you have a special occasion coming up and could do with a stylish pair of cufflinks. Or if you pride yourself on your creativity, why not treat yourself to a cutting of 100% wool fabric or a roll of gorgeous tartan ribbon and fashion your own unique Lamont items.
With that, we have unfortunately run out of time in this episode of ScotlandShop on the Sofa. Feel free to get in touch if you think we've missed any essential information, or simply to share any thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. We hope you have enjoyed listening and learning about the great Clan Lamont. If you would like to discover more, please don't hesitate to head over to our website, read our blogs and subscribe to our YouTube channel to enjoy a wealth of Lamont content.